Hello, Diamond Valley friends and families. This week's book is The Most Magnificent Thing by Ashley Spires. But before I read this book, I want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law. She is a fourth grade teacher up north, and so I just want to tell her hello and to her class. This book is about overcoming challenges and doing your best and thinking outside the box and putting it all together. And my sister-in-law, Mrs. Larson, she does a great job at that. So this book, I'm excited to read it with you today. Again, The Most Magnificent Thing. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. And notice when they race what she's writing here. She makes things. He unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. And you can see that she's riding her scooter. And she's like, come on, let's go build this. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Next, they gather their supplies, they set up somewhere out of the way, and get to work. Except for I don't know how out of the way they are, because all these people on the sidewalk don't seem too happy that she's got all her stuff in the middle, and her mom is just looking at her down here. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds antennae. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. She's not very happy. Crunch! She smashed her finger. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. He can tell she's not happy. He brings her his leash. It's not much help at first. And then they start walking around. But before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing that she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. there are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the will to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop that leak. That one's all wet. And the assistant's chasing squirrels. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. It is ready. The pair take a good look, a long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color still could use a bit of work too, but it is just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. And so you can see the scooter that she started with, she had this idea in her mind, and she wanted to make a carrier for her dog to ride in, her assistant. And she had a lot of other ideas that didn't quite work the right way, and she got quite upset, but she never gave up. She was persistent, and she had a growth mindset, and she continued to work hard at it until she was able to accomplish her goal. And so I just want to let you guys know that I know that you can accomplish any goal that you set your mind to. If you work hard and are persistent and you don't give up and you continue to think about it and look at different ways to do it, you'll accomplish it. So thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.